Hello, everybody. I can see people coming in. Welcome, welcome to our first webinar of 2024 at NCO. It's great to see you here. And we've got four amazing panelists who were all members of NCO not so very long ago. And they're going to share with us some of the stories of their life in NCO, but also what they've been doing since and all the excitement that goes with being a young musician after you leave NCO. So to kick things off, I am going to just tell you that if you want to ask them any questions, you just click on the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen there, and you can type a question in. And then once we've done a bit of chat, I will come into the questions, and I will ask some of my lovely guests the questions that you've asked them. And you can ask generally them, or you can ask them specifically to one or other of them. Okay, so here we go. Let's start with a screen share. And drum roll for the 2024 NCO webinars. So first up, can I ask, this webinar is called Tips and Tales from our NCO Alumni. And first up is Jordan. Jordan, can I ask you to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hello everyone, my name's Jordan Ashman. I'm a percussionist and I'm now 19, but I'm in my second year at Conservatoire. So I'm at the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire. Yeah, absolutely loving it. And yeah, so last year I won BBC Young Musician of the Year, which was quite an experience. So yeah.
Sorry, let me just. Yeah, great. Can you still hear me? Am I still there?
Yep.
Great. So tell us a little bit about BBC Young Musician of the Year.
Yeah, so it started off with me. This was the third time around, I think, that I went for it.
Wow.
So I kind of had got used to how it was, what happened. So when I got there, it was like, right, I'm doing this again, not really expecting to get through to the next round. For me on percussion, there's less rounds because there's less people entering. So if I got through the first round, that was then the percussion final, which was the televised round. But I wasn't expecting to get that. I wasn't any of the times that I did it. And then, yeah, so I got through there. And from then on, it's just kind of just kept going and going and going, kept learning new pieces, kept, having to learn a concerto. And then, yeah, it all kicks off.
Amazing. Congratulations. Fantastic. So let's move on to Alex. Now, this is a little video I have from Alex when he was in NCO. And this is, I think, from the summer of 2018 when he was in under 13s. And this is we were doing some music from the movie La La Land, and you can hear a little bit of Alex playing trumpet now. You certainly got all the moves, Alex.
Yes.
Tell us about you.
Yes, no, I'm Alex. I've just turned 19 yesterday, actually. And I am studying at the Royal College of Music now in my first year. Yes, on the trumpet. So I did NCO from 2016 to 2019 with my 3 years of the 3 different orchestras, so under 12s to main. Yeah.
What was your experience of NCO, would you say?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, I don't think I'd have the classical awareness that I do now without it. I think sort of when you're young and getting to play in an orchestra is quite a big orchestra at that as well. But it's got a high standard. It's quite something. So yeah,
Do you play jazz as well?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. So
So
is it a joint kind of first studied jazz and classical, or how does it work?
no, so I'm just doing classical at the moment. But I have picking up jazz lessons again soon because I went to Cheetham School of Music after I finished NCO, and I had lots of jazz lessons there. So it's just at conservatoire they kind of would like you sometimes to do one or the other, but I'm hoping that I can talk my way into being able to do more jazz as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
good idea. Well, you obviously had the jazz bug from then. That was totally one of my highlights of NCO was that course with that piece.
No,
Great,
definitely.
thanks, Alex. So next up is Brooke. Can you introduce yourself? Brooke is here on the far right of this picture.
Hi, I'm Brooke. I'm 18 today, actually.
Oh,
Thank you. I play the double bass, as you can see. I was in NCO for 3 years from 2016 to 2019. I did under 11s, under 12s, and under 13s. And then in 2020, I managed to audition and be successful in getting a spot to NYO. And this is now my 5th year and my final year in NYO. Yeah.
amazing. Great. And what was your experience of NCO like, Brooke?
I absolutely loved NCO. I hadn't been playing bass the longest amount of time, and it was the most basses I had seen in one place at once. And it was sort of also one of my first orchestral experiences. I just absolutely loved it. It really, I think, has defined for me what I want to do, which is be an orchestral bassist. And yeah, I just loved it and looked forward to it every time it came around.
Fantastic. And Brooke came back as a soloist actually with NCO to play The Escapades by John Williams with Jess Gillum and Sana, who is a percussionist in NYO. Tell us a little bit about that experience, Brooke.
That was again amazing. One, because I could come back to NCO, which I absolutely loved, and it was my first time as a soloist, even though it was as a trio, and it was an absolute power trio. I mean, Jess Gillum is absolutely insane, and it was just, I learned so much from the experience and loved working with the orchestra as well.
Yeah, it was great, and it was so lovely to have you back because when you're sort of connected to the orchestra and the kids, and they can see in you what they might be, it's a really powerful thing. It was such a great concert. And finally, we have Amalia there playing first clarinet, as you can see, and I think that was under 13s. I think. Tell us about you, Amalia.
Well, hello, I'm Amalia. First studied clarinetist. I did under 12s and under 13s NCO, and I'm also year 13. And next year, I'm going to be studying at the Royal College of Music.
Fantastic. And are you at the junior department now of the Royal College?
Oh, yes, right now I'm at the RCM junior department.
Yeah, great. And what's that like?
Well, honestly, it's a really enjoyable experience. I've been there since I was 10, yeah, and it just gives you the opportunity to do a lot of different things, which I love. And
Great.
that alongside NCO just introduced me to a lot of different things within classical music.
Yeah, brilliant. And here, this is that same picture from the same day that Brooke. We had the picture of Brooke at the CBSO Centre. This was a side by side that we did in 2019, I think, with the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra. So that's team clarinet chatting with Joe Patton, who's the second clarinet in the CBSO. That was a good fun day. Do you remember much about that, Amalia?
Well, I think I remember when this picture was taken. We all had quite a few questions, and honestly, it was just great to have the opportunity to talk to someone who is a professional musician in an orchestra. It's a really valuable experience.
Yeah, great, fantastic. And there's a very lovely picture of you a bit more recently. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, this is an opportunity that I got through the Royal College. I had a solo performance at the Royal Albert Hall, and I'm very happy to say it sold out.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, it was an hour-long recital. I got to pick all of the repertoire, which was an amazing experience itself, and I really enjoyed the concert.
Wow, congratulations. That's a massive thing to do. Well done. Fantastic. So those are our guests. And let's come back to see their lovely faces. Great. Hello, everybody. Right. So let me just have a look. No questions yet. That's fine. We will have a look at the questions in a minute. Okay, so first up, what have you been doing, all of you, since NCO? Just quickly in a nutshell, what happened after you left, Jordan, left NCO? Where did you go next and what did you do?
So after NCO, I was studying as well at the junior Royal College. So I was still carrying on with all my music and orchestral work through there. But I also joined NYO. I was part of it for a little bit, and then COVID hit, and everything kind of changed very drastically. And through all that, I decided that I wanted to go to the National Youth Brass Band, which I was in until last year. Actually, I could do it for my first year at university. So I was always doing something musical, some kind of ensemble. I was actually also in with Alex. We were doing English Schools Orchestra for a year, which was great fun. We had Shostakovich 5 and West Side Story, I think. So that was a great little concert. So yeah, just keeping myself busy as much as I can, really. It's great.
Great, fantastic. Right, I'm going to launch this question for everybody, okay? This is Jordan's Two Truths and a Lie. Now, I don't know if you know how Two Truths and a Lie works, but I need you to vote, everybody out there, because to vote for the one that you think is the lie, okay? So what he said is, I threw several sticks at the audience and judges during BBC Young Musician auditions. I used to be a goalkeeper for the Cambridge United under-14 squad, or I like driving tractors in my spare time. Okay, so let's see how the numbers are going. We have got about 50% of people have voted, which is really good, and it's neck and neck actually between two lies, which is good. Which must two things that might be the lie, which is good. You must have made up some quite convincing things here, Jordan. Okay, I'm going to end the poll and see what was the winner. So people think that the lie was, I like driving tractors in my spare time. Is that a lie, Jordan?
Yeah, that's a complete lie.
They got it right. Well done. But so tell us about throwing sticks at the judges in BBC Young Musician. How does that happen?
I just have a knack of just dropping, I don't know, sticks just like to leave my hands. It was the first time I did it actually in Birmingham, and at the end of my piece I had a huge whack on the snare drum and the stick went flying and couldn't recover it, couldn't find it. And then the first audition this year for BBC, well, when I did it BBC, I caught my stick on the bongo and it went flying right towards the judges. Luckily enough, I had a spare stick, which I picked up really quickly and straight away caught it on the same bongo and it went flying again straight towards the judges. And then, yeah, in the final of the BBC, my very last note, it seems to be a common occurrence. Yeah, the stick went absolutely flying. Actually, if you listen back to it on the recording, you can hear the stick clattering around at the end of the piece.
I think I'll go to sit a few rows back next time I come and hear you play.
Yeah, I would.
Great, fantastic. So, Alex, tell me what you've been doing since NCO.
Well, when I in my final year of NCO, I decided that I'd auditioned for Chetham's School of Music in Manchester, which works in a similar way to a junior department, but instead of waking up early on a Saturday morning to go in, you have music every day instead alongside normal school. So I did that for 4 years, so years 10 till the end of my A levels. And obviously during that time got lots of orchestral opportunities to play jazz and big band music, alongside all the other stuff that's essential but boring, like English and maths and stuff. And yes, so I spent 4 years doing that. Obviously, COVID in the middle was quite an interesting one, especially for the long lockdown. The first one that was what, 6 months or something. That was quite,
What did
yeah.
you do? How did you cope in that 6 months?
Well, that was quite interesting because the teachers and everything just sent us our work at the start of the week. We didn't have any Zoom calls or anything for classes, but we had when we normally would have performance classes on a Wednesday with the brass and stuff. They would all be done on Zoom or Teams, and instead of performing live, you'd just send in a video the day before, and then everybody would listen to it. So we were still getting musical opportunities and opportunities to perform um, to our peers, but it was more sort of, it didn't feel as realistic. I guess that's one way of putting it. But yes, and then in my final year at Chet, I auditioned for the Royal College of Music. Well, I auditioned for many conservatoires, but Royal College was my firm favourite before I'd even started auditioning. So was then very pleased when I was given a place there. So yes.
Fantastic. So we've got two truths working their way out about you, Alex. So two truths and a lie. Which do we think is the lie? I have two cats called Naya and Dolly. Is that Nala and Dolly? Sorry, is that right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Might it be a lie? Yes. I know how to make an amazing bolognese, or I have met Wynton Marsalis. Okay, which one of those is a lie? There's a definite leader here. I don't know what it says about you, the way they're going on this one. Can you see, or is it just me that can see the
Oh, I
results?
can't see. No.
You can't see. Okay, I'll share the results with you now. People think that you were lying when you said, I can make an amazing bolognese.
Ah, no, that's the truth. Well, not I don't say I'm making an amazing bolognese. My friends do. But yes. No, the lie is actually I haven't met Wynton Marsalis. I haven't met him, unfortunately.
Yet.
Yet. I've seen him live many times, but never, and even have him come into the audience, into the row that I was sat at in the Barbican, when he was doing a solo, but haven't ever had the opportunity to talk to him. So
Is he a hero?
he is definitely, I think. Well,
He is an
definitely, I think he
incredible
is, yeah.
musician, isn't he? Amazing, amazing musician. Brilliant. Great. Let's come to you, Amalia. What have you been doing since you left NCO musically?
Well, I continued at Royal College. I have also spent the last 2 years playing with the London School Symphony Orchestra, which has been a really great experience. And I also play with the Chineke Orchestra.
Tell us a little bit about the Chineke Orchestra.
Well, I think broke plays with them as well. But they've had some great opportunities. I've been with them since I was about 11. I think the highlight was when we actually got to travel to Europe and play in Lucerne, Berlin, and Amsterdam.
Wow, amazing.
All very exciting.
Tell us a little bit about that. So that's Chineke Juniors, isn't it?
Yes.
You're talking about? Yeah. So how old can you be in that? Do you know?
Well, I started when I was about 10, so I'd say from about there up to roughly uni age. I mean,
Yeah.
you might have a slightly better idea. I'm a bit rusty.
No, that's fine. No. Something like that. It's a great opportunity
Yeah.
if you have the opportunity to play with Chineke
Yeah.
Junior. Okay, let's have a little look at the truths and the lie for Amalia. So, two truths. Which is the lie? I performed my first solo performance at the Royal Albert Hall. Zoe Ball once complimented me on my coat in Pret on Carnaby Street, or I'm a master baker. Which is the lie? Okay, lots of smiles. That's good. Excellent. Nearly everybody's done. Thank you for voting, everybody. Speeding in now. We've got like 80% of people have voted. Loads of participants with us. Okay. I am going to shut the poll and tell you that they think the lie is that you're a master baker. Is that the lie, Amalia?
They're right. Yeah, that is the lie.
Do you like baking?
Well, I do like it. I just haven't quite done enough of it to call myself a master baker.
Okay, but you're pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say that's one challenge I'll take on in the next couple of years, maybe.
Really? Wow. So are you a Bake Off fan then? Do you watch Bake Off?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Actually, if when I do sometimes cook, Nadia Hussein, who was on Bake Off, I use her recipes. They're
Do
really
you?
good.
Okay. Do you have a speciality then, a special one that you're particularly good at?
She makes this prawn Malay rice, which I love to cook for me and my mum, but I always end up cooking way too much rice for the two of us. At a time in lockdown where I cooked it, my mum's a key worker. She was at work. I had it for lunch every day for a week. That's how much rice I made. Not sure how.
Rice is a bit like that. I often do
Yeah.
that too.
Hard to
Brilliant.
know.
Hard to know. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Brooke, tell us what you've been doing since NCO.
So me and Amalia have actually bumped into each other quite a lot since NCO. We both did LPO Junior Artists scheme together.
Tell us about that, Brooke. That's the London Philharmonic Young Artists. What is that?
It's basically you audition for a part in the scheme, and you get a mentor, and you basically learn how the industry works and how like orchestras work. So it was really cool. You could you saw obviously the actual orchestra, but you also saw what happens behind the scenes. I think we planned a tour at one point. Look at sort of social media side of stuff, stage managing, and it was just like really sort of interesting because it makes you sort of think about the industry that like at the time I wanted to go into, but I saw so many different parts of it. And
Was
then you also get
anything a shock? Anything really surprise you about what you learnt?
the tour stuff. I mean, I know there's loads of organization, and organization is not my strong point, but the amount of organization and like pre-planning and like even like concerts, like there can be a certain amount and they might only be able to like afford a certain amount of time and a space of what programs work in Spain, everywhere. It was mental, just the amount of like, yeah, pure organization.
Right, you're absolutely right. And so beyond that, the LPO scheme, what else have you done?
So I joined Junior Academy when I was in year 11. This is my last year, and I have accepted a place at Academy for Conservatoire as well, because I love it there so much. And yeah, I love performing and just love playing music, so I've just been seizing absolutely every opportunity I possibly can to play and to meet new people and watch concerts and stuff. So yeah.
Great, fantastic. Okay, let's look at your two truths and a lie. So I have dislocated my kneecap after falling down a bomb crater. I had a guinea pig called Tchaikovsky. My bass is called Albert. Okay, which is the lie in there? Speeding through, those people voting. Excellent. Great. Right. Oh, there's something sneaking into the lead, I can see. Okay, I'm going to share the fact that they think you were lying when you said you fell down a bomb crater and
I did actually fall down a bomb crater. Yeah, I am the clumsiest human being on the planet. I did see the bomb crater. I was just trying to climb it and just fell. That was the whole of the summer holidays gone. The lie was my bass is not called Albert. It's actually called Beryl after my grandma.
Oh, that's nice. Beryl the bass.
Yeah.
Is your bass like your grandma in any way?
Loud.
Excellent.
No,
Great.
she loves the fact that it's called after her. So
Oh, good. Excellent. Right. So let's see. There are some questions. I'm going to go to the questions now. Quickly. Okay. So, how long have you been, Amalia? How long have you been at the RCM? I'm auditioning this year. Do you have any tips?
Oh, well, lovely that you're auditioning. Good place to be. I joined when I was in year 6, so just before I turned 11. any tips that I'd have for auditioning, I just say when you're auditioning, they're not looking for perfection. So I think don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about knowing the answers to any questions they ask you. I think they're just looking to see who you are as a person and as a musician. So just go in, be yourself, and I wish you good luck.
Great advice. Thank you very much. Olga's asking, does anyone know anything about the Guildhall School of Music? Has anybody had any of you guys had anything to do with Guildhall? No, they've all been in other places, but Guildhall is also an amazing music college, an amazing junior department. There's loads of stuff. There's loads of jazz, isn't there? And there's also theatre studies at Guildhall, and there's a real variety of things going on at Guildhall. So, if that's what you fancy, I think they're all very much of a muchness ultimately, and a lot of it is about your teacher, isn't it? And who else is there and things like that. Okay, let's have this one for Alex. How long do you practice your instrument every day?
Well, on the trumpet, it's quite different to other instruments because it's very physical, especially on the lips. So I aim to practice between 2 and 3 hours every day, but spread it out over the whole day. So maybe get up, and even before I've like had a shower or anything and gotten ready for the day, do some light warm-ups. And then the rest of the day, I split it into half-an-hour blocks throughout the day, so that A, I don't lose my concentration, but B, that I don't overwork myself, because obviously we are athletes in a sense, and if we work too hard and in such a short space of time, we can hurt ourselves. So good 2-3 hours a day, but split up over the day, and then other playing in amongst that as well. So
Great, excellent advice. One for you, Jordan. What is your favorite percussion instrument and why?
Yeah, that's a very hard question because I don't know. For me, they're all so different. I like them all in different ways. One that I'm playing probably the most at the moment is marimba, and I do just absolutely love the way that it sounds and the way it can be so beautiful and melodic, but also you can use it in a much more like, I don't know, cool sense, if that's the right word. But one that I absolutely love playing and I started on was drum kit, and I mean I've just recently made a band at college, which I means I actually get to play it out a little bit more now, which is great. And absolutely loving that. So
That's a brilliant thing about percussion, isn't it? It's so varied what you can do with it.
yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Great. And one for you, Brooke. How often do you go out and perform?
As much as I possibly can is the short answer. I'm quite lucky that I go to Red Academy of Music. We have this thing called bass class, and there's 6 of us, so it means that I'm basically performing every 2 weeks, which is really helpful. I go to a comprehensive school, and we have 2 performance opportunities a year. So it's really nice to sort of get constant performing solo, even if it is just to scale because I haven't prepared a piece. And then I play for NYO, so holidays are often very busy with lots of performances and a lot of traveling, and then sort of some just random stuff as well, which is always quite fun. But yeah.
Great, fantastic. Okay, and this is quite a nice question. How many years have you been in NCO combined? Going to have to do a bit of math. So, Brooke, how many were you in?
Oh, I was in for 3 years.
3. What about you, Amalia?
I was in for 2.
3 plus 2. Alex?
I was in for 3 as well.
3. Jordan?
I was in for all of them. I don't know how many that was now.
It was probably 5 in your time.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, finished with mains. Maybe it was under. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
under 10s maybe.
Yeah. So that would be 5. So anyone who can tell me what 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 is, and then we've got the answer, and put it in the chat. Okay, let's see. How quick are we going to get the answers? Nobody's put it in yet. 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 is, I think it's 13. 13 years. You combined oh, hang on, maybe I'm not seeing them all. Yes, 13. Everybody said 13. Well done, everybody. Oh, look, somebody's put about 6 13s in. Excellent. Great. 13, 13, 13. Really good. Okay, I think we're going to go and find out another secret about Brooke. Okay, Brooke likes to eat chips with which sauce? Okay, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, or honey? Quirky choice here from Brooke. We'll have to see what do you think, Alex? What answer have you put?
I'm going to say it might be honey, because that seems to be the odd one out with regards to normal flavors that go with chips. So
Okay.
I'm going to go honey.
Okay, let's see what everybody says. Share the results. They think that you do eat chips with honey. Brooke, is that true?
No, actually, I eat chips with mustard. There's a really good chip shop next to my school. It's a bit dangerous. A massive bucket for £2, and I just go and I squirt as much mustard as I can find on them. And then my friends refuse to walk with me because it ruins their reputation. But yeah, that's one of my favourite things.
Quite unusual. Brilliant. Great. Let's see if we can find out another secret about Jordan then. Jordan is afraid of lift doors as he once got stuck in one, snakes, revolving doors as he once got stuck in one, or spiders. Okay. Speeding along, there's a definite leader on this one at the moment. But actually, I think it's quite convincing that you could be afraid of any of those things. So we have got 89% of people have done it, 92%. Brilliant. Okay. They think that you are scared of revolving doors, Jordan.
Wow. No. I'm really scared of spiders. I can't deal with them, man. I don't know what it is.
Really? What would you do if there was a spider in your bath?
Oh, I would be out the house very quickly. Very quickly. Yeah.
So who saved you from the spiders then?
Well, when I'm at home, it's my dad, because me and my mum share the same horrific fear of them. And now, any of my housemates, if any of them in, I run down a towel and scream at them to come up and get out of the shower.
And do they oblige?
Well, they have to, because I won't leave them alone until they do. So
Amazing, great. Can I ask you each a question now about dealing with disappointment, because you're all amazing and successful musicians doing incredible things. But have you ever had show me, raise your hand if you've ever been disappointed with your performance or with something that's happened in your musical life. Yay. We all suffer from disappointments. Thank you. So tell us how you deal with that. Brooke, do you want to just give us a clue about what would you do if you were disappointed about something that had happened?
So I have realised that I'm quite a bit of a perfectionist, and I realised it in COVID when a lot of things were recorded and I had to listen to myself play about 100 times, and it would be hours of takes that I'd be like, no, not good enough, not good enough. And then I realised that in a performance, there's always going to be something that goes wrong. The difference with performance and recording is you don't listen to your performance 100 times. Or I don't like to. I don't know if anyone does. But it's like gone in the moment. And that sort of has changed how I look at disappointment, in the fact that, like, I will be a perfectionist in practice. I can do something 10 times and it will go like in a row and it will go wrong in performance. And I know that I've worked like my butt off trying to get that. And at the end of the day, it's just that moment, and I could do it 100 times and still not get it right on that day. So I think that sort of changed my approach a bit to disappointment. I'm not sure if that made sense, but
yeah, no, that's excellent. Thank you. I think the recording is a difficult thing to ever be happy, isn't it? And you have to accept that in real life it wouldn't be perfect. So in recording it's not going to be perfect. That's just quite hard to press send on something or say, actually, that's good, go with that one, isn't it? Amalia, how do you deal with disappointment?
Well, so with performances, it's quite similar to work. I know that I've put in the work and just, well, making mistakes is human, isn't it? So whatever happens on the day happens. I prepared and I tried my best. And I think the other side of it is disappointment when you're going for an opportunity. So, for example, in an audition, I think that's another hard one. And with that, I just think you have to remember that you are a good player, a qualified player, and like everyone is, and it just depends on what someone could be looking for on that particular day. And I think the thing to remember is not see it as a reflection on you and your playing. It's just, yeah,
Just happens, doesn't it, sometimes?
yeah, just happens.
Yeah.
It's an inevitable part of life,
What
really.
about you Alex? Have you ever maybe not won an audition or something like that?
Yes, no. So for auditions, actually for NYO, I auditioned 3 times and never got in on either of those. Very close on a couple of occasions, but was never given an actual place in the orchestra, always reserved. So normally, actually, when I've had a rejection from an audition for conservatoire or for anything, actually, I like to do something that's completely unrelated to music, something just completely different that I enjoy, because I think despite how passionate we are about music and how much we all love it, you can end up overthinking the rejection from an audition too much and then putting it back onto yourself. So I find that going and playing video games or going for a walk or going to have nice food and taking a day or two to sort of separate myself from the music for a little bit, and then come back to it with more vigor and enthusiasm, I think is good. Also, having a couple of days off once in a while anyway is good. So sometimes a rejection gives you a bit of an excuse to have a couple of days of being like, oh, I can do something else. So yeah.
Do you, Jordan, have you ever found that if something hasn't gone your way, it's kind of made you double down and think, I know I can actually do this? Or well, how do you deal with it?
Yeah, well, I think that's the exact, there's definitely a point to being disappointed, because I think whenever you perform something, it's never going to be as good as you've played it in a practice room. And afterwards, if you come off stage or you come out of the audition or whatever, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, that was rubbish. Like, first off, it's never as bad as you think it is, because your mind just straight away remembers all the things that went wrong and completely forgets about anything that was right, great. But also, you do need to remember those things that went wrong, because I think that evaluating or thinking about your performance and what did go wrong is something that you can always use and work on. So, for example, I learned this new piece. It was really, really difficult, and I went to play it in a performance in a recital, and I played it and was not very happy with how it went. And I came off stage and I was like very, very disappointed, not happy with it. And then my mum came up to me and she said, yeah, you may have messed that one up a little bit, but the rest of it was great. And think to yourself, why did I mess that up? What did I do? And I went away and I thought to myself, what did I do? And I worked out exactly what it was that threw me off, because it was the performance that threw me off, not the practice. And when I fixed that, and I kind of learned the piece again a different way, and it next time I played it, it was much better.
Yeah, great. So in a way, you've got to kind of, like you were saying, Alex, sort of build yourself back up and pick yourself up, dust yourself down, take a bit of a break, and then work out, like you said, Jordan, what you can learn from that experience, because
Yeah,
you're always stronger, aren't you? I think, and everybody deals with disappointment. Nobody, not even Nikki Benedetti or Wynton Marsalis, have not been disappointed at some point. It's normal, and we all face it. Okay, let's find out a secret about Amalia. So in her spare time, Amalia arranges music for a jazz band, a gospel choir, or her mum's primary school. Okay, so which of those do you think it is? There's a clear winner here, but I think I put something in that was a bit of a red herring. So we'll see. Great. Pretty much everyone's voted now. Final numbers, final call for the votes. They think, Amalia, that you arrange music for your mum's primary school. Is that true?
Well, the main answer that I put in was my school's gospel choir, but I think in adding the extra one, you found something else that I do.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, for their school choir as well. Sometimes based off things that I've already done, but no, my main thing is that I run a senior gospel choir at my school every Wednesday, and I arrange all the music for it.
Great. What's your favorite gospel song? Have you got one?
Oh, that's that's really difficult. Well, out of the things I'll say, out of the things we've done, we did a medley of spirituals, so mixing Steal Away and Swing Low Sweet Chariot, and I really enjoyed hearing them sing that. Yeah.
They're amazing songs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Brilliant, great. Okay, and let's find out our final secret, which is about Alex. His favorite childhood film was, oh, it should say Garfield the movie, not Garfield the Move. Sorry about that. Robots, Lion King, Aladdin, Spy Kids, or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Okay, this is all of your generation. What was the favorite? This is really interesting. There's quite spread out over a lot of things. Garfield, Robots, Lion King, Aladdin, Spy Kids, or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I'm going to close the poll in 3, 2, 1. Oh, you're going to be blown away by this answer, Alex. Look, they said Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
No.
Well, let's share the results. Can you see the results
Yes, I
there?
can. Yes.
So this is amazing. Tell us which it was.
It was Robots. Robots is was my favorite childhood film. So
And
much so.
nobody got it right.
Yes, and nobody guessed it. But no, it's my still one of my favorite films. I did used to have a bit of an obsession, scarily obsessed with it. I did watch it, I think, a good 100, maybe 200 times in a year once. My parents just had to let me watch it every evening, otherwise I wouldn't be too happy. But yes, it has had its uses watching it that many times. Because when there was a fire at Chet's, because it's a boarding school, we all had to move into a common room, and with no headphones and nothing to do but my phone, I realized that with the subtitles, I already know what all the voices sound like. So I watched the film a couple of times without any sound. So yeah.
Amazing. It's amazing what kids do. How as an adult you'd never do that, would you? You would never watch the film that many times, but somehow or other as a child you can. Brilliant. Okay, we're running out of time. So our final question is, what advice would you give your 12-year-old self? If you could imagine, many of the kids will be watching this, will be 9, 10, 11, 12, thinking about being musicians. Let's go to Brooke first. What advice would you give your 12-year-old self?
I'd probably tell myself to just go for every single opportunity that gets given. I think like it just broadens your horizons. Like if you enjoy it, well, you will enjoy it if you enjoy it. And you just can learn so much from like people who might be tutoring you, people you might be playing in a section with, people all around the orchestra, and it's just can be so inspiring. And just go for absolutely every opportunity and don't worry about the consequences, even if the consequences catch up.
Go for it. Go for everything. Say yes to everything. That's great. Amalia, what would your advice be to your 12-year-old self?
I think honestly, just be yourself, and when you do that, it comes through in everything, including your music as well. I feel like my best interpretations of things and when I'm just feel like I'm being true to myself and then true to the music. So I'd say that, and use a metronome, because I lived in denial for a while, didn't really work. So yeah.
Use a metronome, love it. Alex, what about your advice to your 12-year-old self?
I would say keep listening to as much music and as much different music as you possibly can, because when you get older, your ears do actually stop picking up the sound, like the sounds, and telling your brain that this is a piece of music is really exciting and you love it and it becomes your favorite, because obviously we get more boring as we get older. So I'd say when especially like, yeah, between the ages of like 10 and 20, just listen to as much as you can. Or even if it's something you didn't think you'd ever enjoy, or even if it's just something that's on the radio, don't turn it off, just listen to it, because you'll always find something interesting that you like, but also you never know, it could open some doors in the future as well. So
Brilliant. Thanks, Alex. What about you, Jordan?
I would say everything that everyone's said already, 100%. And on top of that, work on your technique, man, and do your warm-ups, because that's been something that's really affected my playing now, is that I didn't do as much as I could have. And I think that actually, like, physically, healthily wise, definitely a good thing to do. So yeah.
Great. Fantastic. All different, really nice, all different pieces of advice, but all really good. Okay, we've got to do our webinar selfie for so those of you who are new to NCO webinars, massive welcome. We usually do a selfie at the end where we take a picture. You can take a picture with your camera, either of just of us or of you. Even better, get your mum or somebody to take a picture of you with us, so that we know you're watching, and then you can send them in to us, and then we'll put it on the NCO Online gallery so we can all see who's been here. So because it's a bit weird because we can't see you. So we're going to we've got some props. I think we've got some things to use to be a bit silly in our webinar selfie, and I've got my what's that, Brooke? Dopey?
Yes, it is dopey. It's a really weird
dopey
cushion, but
excellent. What have you got, Alex?
I have a Harmon mute that I use for jazz a lot. So
cool.
yes, it's turned into more of an ornament in my room at the moment, though.
Looks like a vase or something. Brooke, sorry, Jordan, what have you got? Have you got a prop?
Yeah, I got some reindeer ears because I found some in the storeroom at the department, and I thought that it was only a couple of months ago, so why not keep the spirit going?
Yeah, okay, I've got a Shrek hat, so I don't know if you've got anything in mind, if you're just going to do something fun. She's just going to do something fun.
Something fun, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so how do you like my Shrek hat? Looking pretty special. Okay, so let's lean in. So it looks good. Can you lean in a bit, Jordan? And I'll count 3, 2, 1, and then everyone can take a picture, and then we'll share it. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. What was that, Jordan? Fireworks or something crazy?
I don't know. Did you do that?
No, I didn't do that. Did you do that? Oh,
no. Who knows?
Great. Oh, thank you. We could just carry on, Fraser. I'm so sorry we haven't answered all of your questions. I know there's a lot more questions. So I'm really sorry. You'll have to come to the next one, and I'll do my very best to answer more questions in the next one. But thank you, Jordan, Alex, and Amalia and Brooke. You have been amazing, and it's so lovely for you to share a little bit of your time with us. And massive happy birthday to Brooke, who is 18 today. And we'll just say goodbye and thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll see you again at the next webinar. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.